What's up, everybody? Welcome to the LittleBigKast. We are 4 players trying to find that elusive life-game balance. On today's show, Drew makes with the Freudian slips. A handful of them.
Gross.
Some were unintentional. Rachel's town is stuck on a plane.
My life is over.
Robin takes a big life step, gets herself something big and black.
Oh my gosh, it's a car, okay?
Right.
Don't spoil it. It was beautiful. And, of course, Indie Game of the Week is back. We check out Stoic's Banner Saga. It's all episode 85 right here on the LittleBigKast. Welcome. Welcome, everybody. I'm Drew Tyler. I'm 1/3 of tonight's LittleBigKast on Team 85. Rachel Hernandez taking off the far side of the table. You got the whole thing. Can you
All
handle
to
that?
myself.
Okay.
There's
All
no
Jeffalogs
Jeff.
and everything are on you.
Oh.
You've got to pick it up. More caffeine.
Yeah, I don't have any Red Bulls.
I was gonna say that you need. Yep, you need more. We started the show by playing some Banner Saga.
Yeah,
Saga.
I
I like to say Saga.
well. Saga.
And it was just really quiet and like Yanni. It was just like, not Yanni, the guy that sings, but like, yawning. It was like, so I hope we can bring in some energy.
Waking up. Well.
Wait, are you waking? There we go. Wakey.
Bad start. Well, I am exhausted
That sounds
because
like it.
I was up all night because I don't have a car.
Oh.
Because I went to Walmart to go buy some soup because I was like, oh, soup sounds so good for my tummy because my tummy hurts. So I went.
Soup fixes
I
it?
bought some soup and then I go to my car and I start my car and it's like click, 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 click. And I'm like, oh, okay. And so I go again, click, 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 click. I'm like, oh, well, that's great. So what do? I call my boyfriend. I'm like, yo, do you wanna come? Like,
get
help me out. And we came and we tried to jump my car and it didn't work. So I left my car in the Walmart parking lot.
Oh.
And I had to get dropped off at work this morning by a boyfriend, and then I had to go afterwards and get my car towed.
And it's still click, click, click?
And it's, I don't know, it's at a mechanic now.
Oh.
Towed it straight
Which
to a
then they
mechanic.
will charge you $150 to tell you that it's going click, click, click.
Yep, that it's not starting.
It's not starting here,
Just
please.
not starting.
Ugh.
Yay!
Boo.
So I borrowed my father's car.
That is good. I mean, you have that option.
And that was
That's
kind of him.
That's
and
nice.
so that's who I'm getting around. And I lost my Game Boy, guys. I think I left it on an airplane. Yeah, I started looking for it like last week, and it just was nowhere in the apartment.
Oh, I know.
And that was the last.
I
place
know
I
the
had it.
feeling.
Oh.
I had lost mine for a month, and I was just like, but my town.
Heartbroken. I was like, oh, my little city tree and my animal, and that was the game that was in there, of course. My little city tree. I've had that town since the game came out.
Wow,
It was so
really?
big, and it was just. It's all gone. It's all gone. And it's like all my street passes on my 3DS that I had from like Scotland and Australia and all these cool places, and it's all gone.
I was going to
It's just
say,
all gone.
Mascot Glenn should be able to just like pick you up a new one, right?
Yeah.
Somebody else will leave one.
I
It'll be Karma,
know.
and he'll just be like, hey, I found this. It belongs to
well,
Rachel.
that would be
now."
rad.
But you would not have your town.
But
You would not have your
everything.
I
It's
know.
just I don't even want a new 3DS. Yeah, so
moment of silence, please.
Yeah, so it's been a long week for me. Been a long
I can understand now.
Wonderful week.
Wonderful week. I can
Wonderful.
understand.
So yeah,
Hard-working week.
yay! So what have you guys been up to?
Robin, anything fun? Anything good? We're halfway through a week.
Yeah, Scott's getting a new car
Woo!
to come out here.
Oh, to come out here. It's pretty.
Yeah.
Something
So,
that can make.
Don't get a Honda. Everyone says to get a Honda. Your Honda still runs, so my Honda just
no.
just.
No,
click,
I'm all
click,
Toyotas.
click.
I have Toyotas.
Oh, that's right. You have a
Yeah.
Toyota.
mine's a Honda.
So
Mine's my
runs.
little CRV.
Oh, the CRV.
Mine's like a breath away
Scott,
from
what are you gonna
Honda.
get? I want to know. Is it big? Is it small?
He's getting a really. He's getting a Nissan Xterra.
Can I take a picture of it with a hat and a wig? Okay, yeah, an Xterra. That's
Yeah.
big. That's wonderful. That's a great choice.
Yeah.
My
Yes.
brother has an Xterra. He loves it.
Yeah,
That's cool.
Yeah, he's been driving it around, and it's funny because like we're both going in on it, and it's just like, oh, this is like the first big
wow.
like together purchase.
Yeah, that is kind
thing.
of a cosignery. That's it's a big. Your mom and I are so proud.
Yeah.
This is wonderful.
To like the
Wow.
But So what's funny is that the money hasn't transferred over to the dealer yet, and they've like signed all the papers, and everyone's approved for all the things, and I have to wait for the money to transfer over to them, and of course it's like bank time, so it's like eons
So
into the
forever.
future.
Right?
But there's like, that's okay, you could just take the car home.
Oh, really?
It's in his garage right
and
now.
nobody's really got the money shuffled around.
And the name is Tank.
Oh, he named it already. Tank makes sense for a
Okay.
big black
Okay. Okay.
car.
Yes.
Yeah, the shared big black car. That's
A shared big black car
Tank.
with big black tires.
Dang. This is funny though, because banks will take their sweet time to do that part of it for you.
Yeah.
But the second that you are overdrafted or
Yeah, it's like-
missed something, like even in the middle of the night when something else comes through, it's like, yep, there's an overdraft. I was
it's
gonna
like-
pay you money in the morning.
It's like,
Yeah.
I was asleep when this
Yeah.
happened. Oh my gosh.
Can't take that.
How did you know?
My favorite. I had my bank. I don't know why I'm still there after 15 years. I do. I mean, parts of my love. But I had somebody give me a check. I cashed the check, put it in, went a week spending it, living off of it, and then they pulled it back out because it didn't have the right routing number of where to get the money from. So I go to get some ice cream at Arctic Circle, and they're like, "You have no money," and I'm like, "I have $800. Like I know it." And it was 3 days later. I got a letter in the mail from the bank.
Beat up.
We took.
Who sends
Yeah,
letters?
Right. I was so mad too. I was like, "This is incredible." Yeah, that was the way we started that off. Any gaming for you, or just big black cars?
Lots of big black cars.
Yeah.
And
It's gonna happen. Just,
Yeah.
just something.
Yeah.
The word.
and the previous conversation. I've been playing.
Did you find any time to play?
I don't know if I've done anything substantial. I've pre-ordered Gravity Rush Remastered for the PS4.
Good choice. I think
And-
I want to see it.
Yes, and I'm going to get The Witness.
Are you?
would love-
I watched it just today.
You would love The Witness.
Just today I watched The Witness.
500 puzzles, Drew. 500.
I know. I love puzzles.
500.
I'm a huge fan of puzzles.
Yep.
And I was watching some of it, and some of them looked unique and new, and some of them looked like wrote, kind of like the same thing over and over. But I did. I saw it, and I looked at the price, and I was like, I love 500 puzzles, but 39 is like real full game price.
Yeah.
So it may be a down the road price. But
Yeah, but
you're thinking of getting that?
I'm pretty sure that I'm going to get that because Braid was just fantastic, and it's been
Agreed.
in the works for so long. And he tweeted a picture of a jar of pee when he was coming up on his deadline. So Jonathan Blow tweeted
This is my
a bucket of pee because he doesn't take bathroom breaks because he was so
Devoted.
jammed up on the deadline.
That's precious.
It's
wow.
like
I should
whoa.
probably just pitch in for that. That's
yeah,
awesome.
it was
That's
just like
awesome.
it's one of those like
Yep. I'm proud of you.
wow.
That is awesome. That's it. That's your games. That's kind of a spattering.
Yeah, it's a weird smattering of games,
As Rachel takes a big swig out of her jar.
and I have been playing Resogun again.
Really?
Nice.
Really?
Yeah, I've kind of gotten into like the throwbacks sort of thing,
Yeah.
and got the expansion like the Heroes and the Destroyer.
Are they sweet? Because I know Leon and I were considering.
I really like them.
They're just different designs of things, or is it a whole different ship?
It's different designs, it's different ships, of course, building your own ships kind of stuff. But then it's a different type of gameplay. One is like protect a house. And so
Oh.
you are the little person running back and forth.
Really?
And you're just like, I'm shooting the meteors that are coming down.
Old TI style.
Cute.
That's
So-
fast.
Save the last human.
Save the last.
Every time.
Yeah.
You can do voiceovers.
Save the last
I
human.
know that.
There's your
that's my
ringtone.
goal. That's my goal in life, is to be one of the GPS voice. In 500 feet, turn
Holy-
right.
I was
can
the
make that happen.
GPS voice last night for Leon. I was his Aussie Siri because his maps wasn't working. So
You had to navigate.
Yep. I was doing that last night. It was pretty. That's funny you mentioned that.
That is
Wow.
I was
funny.
being just obnoxious. In 0.2 miles, turn left. In 0.1 miles.
That's
Being
awesome.
obnoxious with it. It was pretty great though.
That's funny because when I turn on my GPS, my Peach hates it because it talks. I mean, just,
I
it's
turn
Waze.
mine off,
I use
yeah.
Waze, and she's like,
Yeah,
"What
'cause
is that doing?"
It's like I understand it, but like if it's like the exit is approaching, it's still approaching. You want to get off on this exit? It's the exit. You're on the exit. Are we feeling good that we're on the exit? Are we all on this?
300 feet, 400 feet, 500. It's just, I get it. I get it.
You gotta go back.
And it's that condescending recalculating.
It's totally true.
Oh,
I guess that's all you could want to
Yeah.
be in life is to be a voice.
be a
a
voice.
GPS voice.
That's a worthy goal. That's a worthy goal.
So how about your gaming life? And
I
in
got
general?
a smattering of like little bits and pieces all through the week, and so I'm up on a crazy deadline. I don't know if I mentioned it last week, but I'm building an interactive ebook,
Right,
like a
right.
storybook
Like
for
built on,
for like a thesis for my wife, and so it's eating a lot of my time. I should have sold it to somebody. I should have totally rented that out to somebody. But what we have done, I played a lot of Banner Saga, Bonner Suga. The Banner Saga. So I played that last week. One of the nights I streamed it for a couple hours on our channel, and it was fun. But it's a slow moving one, so as a stream, it's not like anybody would come in and be like, "Oh, this is great! I'm gonna stay and watch." They'd come in and they'd be like,
What's happening?
What's next? And I was, I was
like, I don't
playing.
know.
Yeah, I was like,
It's a
I'm
story.
learning what's going on. We'll talk a lot about that game later. Our thoughts about it. That is our indie game of the week. We'll get about that. I tried a little bit of Fallout, and I was able to like wander through the Diamond City, and I killed a bunch of people, and then found out that I found a workbench. So I was like, oh, I can make this my place. So I started I just changed tactics from like killing people. I was like, I'm gonna make stuff. So I started Minecrafting this little area in the
That's
middle.
like borderline psychotic. Just so you know, whoa, I'm going to make
That's what it felt like. That's totally what it felt like too. It was like, I've cleaned this place out. Now I'm going to start putting together some walls and a nice
just gonna make-
2 stories.
and little flower arrangements in here.
Stopped in the middle to make a little mole rat stew. Had a good time. Had
All
a
the
good time.
cooking.
I did play the Talos Principle as well. I got that. And, I'll probably stream some more of that. I enjoyed that puzzle, and it looks a
Yeah.
little witnessy.
Yeah.
But older. But that has been fun. It's a strange, like, my child. It's like this Adam and Eve story with an AI, and
Yeah.
and the fact that the boss man's name is Elohim, which is like God's
exactly.
name. It's like, yes.
Like, wow, that's
as a
heavy.
religious man, it was like, this is a little sacrilege. Like, it's weird because you don't say that very often. You know that's God. And anyway, he's talking to me. What do you think, my son? You can come back to these puzzles later. And I was like, can you do that in life? You know, just like look at him and be like, what do you mean you don't know what to do with your life? You can figure that out later. For now, I want you to go play with Tetris puzzle pieces.
If only.
Yeah.
Man.
Great. And then this is the kicker. Last night, or it was probably last night and the night before, Peach she was like, I need another game. I need something like the Tomb Raider or the what was the one she and I played? Oh, The Witcher. Like we played that, right? She's like, I need another one. So on a what if I loaded up The Last of Us. I haven't played it all the way through, and so
Right.
I started playing with Last of Us
Ooh,
with
the
her,
clickers. The
with clickers and
clickers.
everything, and we made it through the beginning part, and I basically said it's a guy and a girl that are trying to make it across the country. That's as much as I know, and the zombies are after them.
And they're zombies.
So we were both kind of like, zombies. We both hate zombies. We got into we get through the first city. You get. Ellie is it as you're like
Yeah.
part like she joins the team, and we made it to the capital, so we made it across that first city where you're supposed to meet, hand her off to the Fireflies and be done. And at the end of the night, it was like midnight, and she's like, nope.
Not doing it.
Nope. She's like, I dig a good story. I don't mind the dark stories, but this one's just a little too gory and strange. Because like the people you're often to kill. I think it might have been too close to real because she had nightmares
Yeah,
about
well,
like preparation for the end apocalypse. Like, how am I going to get the kids ready? I had to empty up the house. Like, she was worried. I was like, okay, you're right. Maybe this isn't for us. So
We got to build in the.
I have to play it by myself now because I have never finished the whole Last of Us. I know it's a good story.
Yeah, I did the paper on procedural rhetoric on Last of Us.
Yes.
So that was the Popular Culture Association presentation.
So I'll finish that one on my own. But other than that, that was my gaming. I didn't get any Gems of War in this week, so that's too bad. I don't even have a Smash Time game right now, so that's too bad.
Jeez.
I know.
Pocket Morty's.
Pocket Morty's?
I've been playing it. It's an Adult Swim game. So
I will
maybe
look it
it's,
up, though.
It's Pokemon. I
can
played
do
it.
that.
I've been playing it, guys. I played Pocket Morty's. I talked about it 2 weeks ago when it came out, and
So you have
that's it.
Pocky?
Pocket.
Pocket Morty's.
I love it. It's like, I talked about it when it came out, therefore.
Oh,
I've been playing. Yes, no. So that's what I've been doing. That would be my Smash Time game, but it's literally Pokemon, and they're just mocking it the whole time, and it's absolutely great. Like, instead of having fire, water, like grass, they have rock, paper, scissors. Yes,
Wow.
yes.
this funny like cartoon, like this is Adult Swim looking.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's pretty great. And you just level up. You fight trainers and collect badges.
Is it like It's like what's that game? Candy Crush. Like
It's
can
Pokemon.
Well, I mean, like style. Like, can I request things from you while I'm playing, or
Nope.
no? It's just
Nope.
no. We're
Nope.
not
Nope.
social gaming here.
Nope.
Because I was
Which
gonna
is
say
good
if that,
because then Leon would challenge me and I would get pissed and not want to play, just like everything.
I'll still hit the back channel chat, and I will let you all know when I'm partaking in my Smash Time game. I'll be like, hey, pooping right now, and I'm playing Pocket Mortys.
There
Just
you
want
go.
you to know, everybody. I'm doing it right now.
Also, I don't know if you guys have heard about, there's this app called Nico Atsumi, and it's literally, I need to show you because it's so...
Nico Atsumi?
Yeah.
Sounds Japanese.
It sure is, and once you see it, you will understand.
Is it porn?
It's literally a
Please
cat
don't.
garden. Oh, I don't have any
Oh
cats
my
in my
God,
garden
I've
right
seen-
now.
I need this.
But
It's a
it's
cat
It's a
garden?
little cat garden, and you buy little toys and yarns and boxes for them, and you feed them, and they just come and play with the toys. And
Oh
that's
my
it.
gosh.
And that's it. There's no purpose. There's no plot. It's just little kittens.
It's like
coming-
little Tamagotchis.
I'm out. I'm
little
out.
kittens. Oh,
Nope.
I love
You
it.
can't kill them, can you? Can you?
Nope.
Okay,
Mm-mm.
good.
Nope. They just
Nope.
come and hang
I
out.
don't need that kind of responsibility in my life.
And you can just keep buying them toys, and they just give you fish, and then you buy them more toys with the fish they give you. Oh, that's great.
Sounds like we've been doing really well. Jeff is not with us tonight. I'll fill you in. He's having he's got to do all kinds of important parenting things.
Yeah, so this is like the game life balance right now.
Yep.
Life is
Life
winning
win.
out.
Life
so,
is winning.
Yeah.
So we miss Jeff, but we're gonna try and power through. We've got a little bit of news to talk about. Our indie game of the week is Banner Saga. So if you in the chat, if you have some ideas, thoughts on that game, we'd love to hear them as we get into that. But let's go ahead and fire off our news of the week. It's Drew's news. Sony announced Sony Interactive Entertainment. Did any of you see this today? This is kind of a big deal.
Yes, I
This is a big
read.
It's kind of a big deal.
I
So
read.
they have decided basically that two companies are going to do better than having these separate companies of Sony, the mother station, trying to do all kinds of things. So it used to be that Sony Network would handle things like PS Video, PS Store, PS View, the PS Music, and all that kind of parts, which were part of the PlayStation. And then the entertainment side of things did the Worldwide Studios, the hardware division, the third-party relations. All these things kind of happen on another part. And so today they said, you know what? Let's just make Sony Interactive Entertainment its own thing. Ta-da! Still under the umbrella.
Synergy.
But yeah, I think it's a good thing. More innovation can happen a little quicker.
It makes more sense to do it that way. And, communication channels are far more open
Yes.
when that's happening. So,
As opposed to, I can just imagine, because Sony does so many things, and PlayStation has kind of always been not always. Lately, it's been the moneymaker,
Right,
in the Sony
right.
world. And so having Sony Interactive be like the PlayStation place can only be good.
it just makes perfect sense.
Yeah, I don't think it'll change much for us, but I think it's going to be kind of cool to see them move faster. I'm hoping. We'll see. All right. News number 2. Taiwanese studios announced PlayStation VR titles at the Taipei Game Show 2016. The projects discussed at the conference were things like the Telltale Project by Winking Entertainment, The Occasional Encounter, My Genesis VR Tentative, and Famitsu, of course, is given a little detail on its website about each of those titles. Did you guys take a look at some of those? It's because VR is kind of like the buzz. Like, this is kind of like
Right.
coming.
That's just it's just so close. It's just so close, and with every week there's just new news about it, and it's just
There's some worry, right? People are worried that it's gonna be like, oh well, it's kind of like the Kinect. It was like neat,
Yeah.
and you see all these demos that may or may not have worked live, but then when they came out, it just fizzled. It was like, yeah,
Right.
okay, controlling the camera with my hand is okay, but
It's like-
VR is a different
Yeah.
beast. It could fall as well. It could fall short. The price point, does that scare you guys still? We've all kind of said we're waiting.
I'll either get it or I won't, and I don't think I will.
Yeah, I think
Not
it's going
right
to
off
be
the
one of those
bat.
things that it's going to take a long time for people to break into it. Like, that's not an accessible price point
Right,
for the
right.
average gamer. And that's something that, maybe it is built for just the people who have used up all of their kind of gaming experience. Like, I want something more. This is something that I'm too experienced in this. Give me something else. I need VR kind of idea.
That
And
would-
usually those are the people who are just like not necessarily rolling in the money, but they're like
They have
donating
discretionary,
plasma
right? Yeah.
to do it.
Yeah, I can
Right.
see that. I'm interested to see, but I think, like you said, I think VR is gonna come in slow. Like when it becomes accessible, we'll hear a little bit more about it. But the average gamer probably will it'll be those stories. Yeah, I tried it at so and so's house once.
Right.
Or
But that's how everybody started playing consoles.
Do you remember? Well, I guess they've already been around, but they used to have little shops and kiosks, like little malls shops that you'd pop up and you'd go pay for $5-6 for 5 minutes. Do you remember any of those that you VR'd?
There's a movie called with Sinbad. What's The President's Kid? I think. Anyways, it was a 90s movie, but
Do they go and play?
that.
Did they go to the play?
They did that, and that's the only reason why I know what you're talking about, because it was in that movie.
I did that down in Salt Lake. I would save my money when we'd travel from Wyoming to Salt Lake. I'd be like, I've got 5 minutes and $5, and I'd go in and try it, and then I'd get sick. And that was when I was like 12. Yeah. No, but I think. Do you think they'll pop up? Like, do you think people would be like, hey, let's get the PlayStation VR and the Oculus and set up an oasis of sorts, like a place that you can come and try it out?
I think that
Like, would they try and
it would be
monetize?
so smart if they did that.
Because it's gonna. I mean, that price point, everybody's gonna want to touch it and try it.
Maybe if it did, it would probably be in like a GameStop, or I would think more conventions. I think they
That would
might
make
have like
sense.
demos in a couple of places, like maybe set up demos and like I would think
You'd
retail
have-
places, Best Buy, Walmart, but I wouldn't think like
You don't think a mom and pop shop would
because
like
I
open up and
think
be?
because I think of like how you see just you can demo consoles at Walmart, just how they have
So
them
you're
plugged in.
okay.
So that's what I think it would be more like.
So,
just
so
kind
that
of
you
go.
can monetize it as much as
put it
they
on.
just keep trying to sell it. Because if I had something I paid $600 for, I'd be like, let's see, if I had 300 people each pay me $5, right?
Yeah.
I could, yeah.
Maybe
Before you
maybe
buy it.
kind
There
of like
you
a
go.
lemonade stand.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The
No,
truck.
seriously.
Try
Yeah,
this.
Just
Make my money
your goggles
back.
on.
See what you can see. I will still get sick. I got sick playing Talos Principle. I got sick playing Fallout. I got sick playing Last of Us. Like, it just, this is not my
The struggle.
FPS is just, yeah, it's not me. It's not me. Give me Boggle or something where nothing moves on the screen and I can just.
I want a game
Monopoly.
where nothing moves.
called
Nothing
a book.
changes because of my
It's called a
input.
book.
It's just in my head.
That's all I need. That's all I need. All right, news number 3 for today. Square Enix is having a sale, which we all love the Square Enix.
I was gonna
Squeenix.
say Robin says it every time,
It's
and I
just
look for
so
it.
dang
It
cute.
is cute. Huge sale today. You can check our show notes for the link to it. It goes until, I believe, the 2nd of February, so a few more days, but all Final Fantasy games are like half off. Games like Parasite Eve 2, Front Mission, Vagrant Stories down to $3. Thief, Sleeping Dogs 2 made are 75% off. Like, it's a good sale.
Yeah, it's
If you like
pretty
the Squeenix.
Yeah,
That's what-
it's pretty solid. Just don't get Final Fantasy 13, 13-2, or Lightning Returns, or any of the other terrible spin-offs, and just save your money.
Save your money.
Okay?
They did it wrong.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. News number 4. PlayStation Plus free games for February. This is an exciting moment.
Woo!
For the PS3, we get Grid Auto Sport. For PS3, PS4, and the Vita, we get Helldivers. That's exciting. I think you'll see us all play some.
We
of that.
should seriously all get together and
We
and
need
play
We were
Yeah,
going to.
soon.
Jeff really wanted us to, and nobody wanted to drop the dough on it.
And now we have no
we
excuse.
have no excuse.
Yeah.
So we will play. He calls it a top-down version of Destiny.
Yeah,
sort of
it's,
like that
it's,
kind of world.
it's the God view.
You haven't played it, Drew?
I watched him.
Okay.
That's about all I did.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's much more understandable.
You start to hate people though,
Oh no.
because I didn't talk to Leon for like an hour.
Really? When you played together? Really?
Well,
Those
It
things.
depends on your teammate.
You
I'll play
deploy
with
that.
Peach.
Why did you deploy it right there? I was standing right there. Why did you do that? Just things like that. So but it's fun. We should all play together.
It's all about communication. Sweetie, could you step to the side? I'm about ready to deploy. Right
See,
where
it's
you're
not that
standing.
hard.
Yeah.
Resogun too. Like, hey babe, I need to go left. Why don't you just tell me instead of just blasting me and then landing
go.
into this monster?
See, video games
with
are
you.
like communication and therapy, and it's like let's find these underlying issues. It's like, you're the person that stole the stim pack when I needed it. You didn't even ask. You didn't even ask about my feelings or my health bar.
I can't believe.
Your Pokeball are stronger than mine. That's not fair. You're gonna take your Game Boy to school and play, and I have to go to work.
We're getting too deep here.
Yep.
Let's back out. Sorry. But I can see the chat is saying, I was nowhere near that. I was nowhere near that. You went there. I was talking about the soul. Oh my goodness, Robin, you did that by yourself. So I will
Glenn
try.
isn't here
Yeah, and it
today.
wasn't Glenn. Chimpoko was saying that Helldivers ruins friendships as well. Lemmings Touch for the Vita is also on the PlayStation Plus free games. Nom Nom Galaxy, which is for PS4. Nova 111 on the Vita. Persona 4 Arena Ultimax on the PS3. I'm I don't know. I'm still tempted to sell my PS3, although I do play Ni no Kuni on it still.
I know. I think that I can't.
And I have to get these
I
games.
can't do it. Like I want to.
Can't part.
'Cause there's like I don't really use it. Basically,
I should just
at
bring
all.
it in, make it a game room for the students, and be like, okay, Scott. Okay.
Game room for the students.
Yeah, they love that kind of stuff.
How are they going?
There is
like
one.
motivate
There is one.
them?
You guys have it on the radio station, right? You guys play it. We have a Nintendo 64 over here.
No, there's a
sometimes.
library.
They have one in the library. They
Yeah.
do have one upstairs. They actually. It's
They're like Rock Band.
PS3 and an Xbox 360, I think is what they have.
And
But that's
Wii.
nice for students and a Wii. It's nice. Maybe I'll just donate. Last of the news, and this one's kind of an interesting one. I think we'll continue to have this conversation. But we found out that EA is pulling out of E3.
Pulling out of
They're done with E3, the big convention that has always been since like I think '95. Like it's a giant convention where all the gaming people go.
Yeah, like that's the thing.
That's the thing. That's where you announce. That's where you show trailers. That's where you demo. And for a long time, it was industry experts only.
It's like
I got to go. I don't know how because I'm no industry expert, but I got to go making videos for Newsarama back in the day. It was gaudy, like it was insane. I would walk through this place where they basically set up buildings inside of the building, which they own HVAC for like 3 or 4 days, and then walking back to my hotel, I would stumble over people in cardboard boxes, and I'd be like, "LA,
I know,
what are you doing?"
It's just it's
is
so
wrong.
surreal.
Yeah, it's strange. So EA has decided, and they're not the only ones. Nintendo pulled out for a little while, but then decided to hold press conference. They pulled out the press conference and still kind of kept a presence in there.
Right.
EA's decided that they're gonna leave.
That they're going to do their own one.
Yes. Which
And I don't know.
what do you think?
I feel like they have enough content, but it's just
They had a huge space. Like they have a big space. You walk in and they'd have all the sports games on one side
it just
and
sucks.
Star Wars stuff on
You
one
probably have to pay a lot of money to get in, and then pay to go inside a booth.
Exactly.
It's just
So
gonna
it's
be
like-
microtransactions.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's quite. There were lines though. There were huge lines. But it sounds like they're staying away from the convention, which was a lot of industry only people, and they're going to pull their own place, almost like PlayStation Experience. Let the gamers come and the fans come and play things and get the hands-on demos, the guest appearances, all the exclusive swag for fans.
I can see where they would be doing that because EA has been notorious for like being the company that will wrong the fans, and now they're trying to focus more on them. I can see where they'd want to kind of recenter themselves.
Right. But it's been a kind of a trend. There's been a lot of people like moving on to that world. I think Blizzard also don't they do their own con? I think Blizzard did it, and
BlizzCon,
right? PlayStation Experience. I think they still have their presence. They haven't said anything about leaving E3, but they did save some of their stuff to share 4 or 5 months down the road. So this is interesting, and I think part of this article that we were reading in the Appy Gamer says something about this idea of. That used to be the announce. That used to be where the only place you could get all the gamers in one place to say, here's what's happening. But now you can do it on Twitch. You can do it on YouTube. You can hold your own press conference like Nintendo does. And they know where you are, so they tune right in. I mean, and with PS4, they stream right to your box. Be like, here's what we're doing, in case you missed it.
Yep.
So we can talk more about the change there, but I'll tell you what I'll miss about it. I already miss going. But I also miss this great bowling place down the street by the Staples Center called Lucky Strike. It's a bar and a bowling alley. It's the coolest thing. They have
for root beer?
giant 8-foot like TV screens.
All I think is Mad Men.
I don't know, Mad Men.
Mad Men, the very first thing that they pitch is Lucky Strike cigarettes.
Oh.
So that's where my mind goes.
There you go. No, they have this giant it's like a velvet couches, and down at the end of the lane is like an it's like huge TV screen just showing music videos and things, and it's very glossy. If I were to ever have money and start my own business, I would start a Lucky Strike because I love to bowl, even though I suck at it.
Oh yeah.
But that's like sexy bowling. They bring you hors d'oeuvres while you're eating. It's just glossy. I know, right? It is. It's hot. And that, my friends, is the news. Listen, I was saying we were like getting deep into lay on the couch psychiatrist stuff. I said back out on purpose.
Something couches?
I said back out on
What?
purpose, you guys.
All right, folks, it's time for the indie game, the indie game of the week.
Right, so for the indie game of the week, we have enjoyed playing with Banner Saga, and it's from the developers in Stoic, and they're rooted in Austin, Texas. And they've been working on this since, I think it was 2011 when they started working on this, and it was originally funded through 2 successful Kickstarters and then published through the publisher Versus Evil. Basically, a quick rundown of it is it's a single-player RPG / strategy / tactical, but it's just a very fantastic art style. So the basic synopsis is it's a single-player Viking saga where a player's choice in travel, conversation, and combat can determine the outcome of his or her own personal journey, plus the fate of an entire civilization. So there's that. Cities and towns will begin to crumble into chaos. Heroes abandon their hearths and homes to traverse the snowy countryside, gaining allies along the way to help battle a strange new threat.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
Which is that the dredge? Was that what that was?
Yeah,
the new threat.
The new threat is the dredge, just like basically the darkness. So if this was Game of Thrones, this would be the White Walkers.
The White Walkers.
The White Walkers. You know nothing, Jon Snow.
I don't know.
But yeah, you can. There's over 25 playable characters, so like what's going on the screen, you still get the ability to choose like what sort of a response you have based on the conversation that's going on.
It's almost Telltale like you get these choices to be like,
Yeah.
what do you say? What do you do? What do you say? What do you do?
But it's terrifying because like some of the choices that you're making are.
I killed several people.
Yeah, like I didn't mean to kill these
Right.
people, and I didn't like for Until Dawn. I was like, I have no remorse about killing these people, nothing. And then I'm just like, and you would think that this like it's a really pretty art style. There's a little bit of a story to it, whatnot. But then you realize like I really care about this whole idea, and like I will stop my monologue in a moment, but. I just thought that the idea of the banner saga was so fantastic. Like, as your party is going, you can see the banner going behind you.
Like over the top of like 30
Yeah.
people. Like it's
And the whole point of having the long banner is that whenever something happens to your family, your people, your traveling troupe, whatnot, you have to sew something new into the banner.
like that. Yeah, exactly. Like story.
Like that's your history.
History. Yeah, yeah.
And so like that's the whole like it's the banner saga.
Right.
Hey.
I love that they have horns on their heads. Everybody,
You
not all of
would.
them, the Varls do, but they're gigantic horns and they
They're
all look like
Vikings.
Loki. Like it's awesome, and they're big. There you go. So you can see there the guy walking in the back has a little banner. I had at some point I had like 500 Varls working with me. And
Whoa,
and a
how
bunch
did you
of-
do that? They don't like anyone.
Well, I had like this giant team, and then you can. So there's some of these battles, but then there's also like the strategy part where it'll say, like something like this, where it's like, hey, this is happening, and you noticed that this was coming your way, but what do? Do you want to attack them? You think you'll have the advantage if you do, or do you want to sit back and set your formations? And so if you attack them, it's kind of a harder fight, but you save more lives. If you sit
Right.
back in a formation, you get a little bit easier fight, but you're going to lose more. And it takes that number, and it seems kind of capricious, but it would be like, okay, good job, you lost 150 people.
Yeah, she's
or
like,
30
oh.
Varls.
It's like you don't have enough food to feed people.
Yeah, yeah. But I enjoyed that part of it because it kind of wove all of this stuff into that story. And every couple of steps you'd have like almost like a telltale moment would pop up and be like, what do you want to do? This guy
it's
said
kind of like a
this.
badass Oregon Trail.
Yes, yes, and it played as almost as slow because
It
remember
is
Oregon Trail,
slow.
you would wait and you'd see like the wheels would spin and then you were waiting for like the next opportunity that you needed to hunt if you ran out of food. Like it's kind of exactly the same idea. I don't know that I was prepared for it to be that slow. I think.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, you have to. I think that the gameplay moves slow, but you have to think really fast. Like, there are 5 options here. You can see enemies from here. You have 5 things that you can do. I'm like, why can't you just
And
like
then-
stay or go?
But yeah, but they let you second guess it too, because as soon as you say rush into battle, it'd be like, okay, so you're gonna go in, or we want to rethink that.
Sounds
Like,
really
every time
frustrating.
it was like my father-in-law. You wait a minute, you're gonna marry him? That's a big choice. You should think about that again.
It's like,
We did that for like 6 weeks. Every 2 weeks, he'd be like, really, you gonna marry him? It's a big
sure?
decision. You should probably think about that some more. But then you get to choose like the people that you put from the roster into your party, and they each get built up and get their strength. I probably played for 4 or 5 hours I was streaming it on our channel for about 2 hours, and it felt really slow just for a stream because you got to fill that time with charisma, and I don't have it. I just don't have it.
This is why I'm not a radio personality. Like, I can't. I'm entertaining when I'm talking to people, but when I'm talking to myself, which happens often, I'm not nearly as entertaining.
So and then I turned it off at like midnight, and I still played until almost 3 a.m. because I was like, story's still going. I am intrigued about the story, but I didn't have to entertain anymore, so I did enjoy that. But then I got into the battle where you'd started at the tower, and I started going to this, like, again, you'd follow your people, and I lost, but it took a long time to lose. And so when I finally lost, I was like, oh, wait, we're all dead? We're done? Everyone's done? I just got really sad.
Yeah.
So, because the story was like, oh, wait, we were trying to get back. We were trying to save some people. But they did a great job of having protagonists and antagonists and people that are part of your team that are just dicks, but you've got to work with them anyway. You've got to you figure out if you
real
are.
life.
Yeah, it totally was real
It's like a
life.
group project in school.
It was.
It's like, we know you're not going to write anything. You're just going to stand up at the presentation time and talk for 2 minutes.
You're not even going to fill your whole
You're
2
not even
minutes.
you're not going to fill it. Yes, that's exactly the. So what I don't know, did you have favorite things when you were watching?
So I watched some gameplay, and the one thing that stuck out to me, Robin's already mentioned, is just the art style. It's just, it looks like everything's been hand drawn. And I don't know, I haven't seen, most of it's been, I haven't seen anything like that in a while, so that was pretty cool. I played for a little bit on Drew's computer at the beginning of the show, and I slaughtered 3 people.
Let people just go.
I'm sorry, I didn't understand what was happening, but
reload my game.
it reminds me a lot of chess.
Yeah, it's kind of-
just
yeah.
that kind of turn base. You like.
You can
I
only
wasn't-
hit
Tactical
certain
Final Fantasy
spaces.
Tactics kind of thing.
Yep. I wasn't sure. You can't hit anyone unless they're near you, and I wasn't sure if I was like. I felt like I was playing chess. I was like, is my goal to get to the end of like what's behind them, or
Just kill 'em.
kill everyone?
Just
yeah,
kill 'em.
but it was a little slow for
Slow
me.
and steady.
That's
Especially-
just, I'm more of like X. Yeah,
It's not that.
Yeah.
No, it's not
Yes,
that.
so-
I'm thinking.
but it's totally interesting. I don't think I get into it.
No.
I don't think I could. Maybe if I really had the motivation, but
I like the story enough that I think that I'll continue on this,
Yeah.
the storyline, because it is kind of that choose your own adventure, like decide.
and that
who
I
you're
just
gonna
think that would stress me out.
do. You don't get to completionize everything.
Yeah,
like you
no.
lose
Yeah.
people. So I enjoyed it for that. I'm trying to think. Metacritic gave it a 79.
I'd give it higher than that. I would give it something along like the 85,
That's what I was thinking.
87-ish.
I'd be about an 85. Like with our other indie games that we've played, I feel like it's it's not easy to do an indie game, and and these guys have done a fantastic.
And they've done such it's such an expansive game in the
Yes.
first place. They're also making Banner Saga 2 right now. So,
It's definitely
we've
for a certain
seen-
type of strategic gamer, I think.
right, and especially for the fact that a lot of the indie games that we've been playing are kind of one-offs.
Yeah, that's true.
Here's one mechanic, and we're going to just work this one mechanic, and we're going to
Make it a fun little
We're going to
game
make it
and-
fun. We're going to do it well, and this is the one thing we focus on. But this one is able to take this battle system as well as a engrossing story, as well as the choices, as well as kind of like you're even taking care of like your little camp.
Yeah.
With it, there's a lot of things that are going on, but they're all done really, really well.
So I'd go 85. I'd go 85. I think it was enjoyable. I'm looking forward to some other indie games that are maybe more fast paced.
Yeah.
But
I don't know.
If that's your only complaint, yeah.
I think
it's pretty good.
The other thing is I feel like for my gaming styles, especially as we were talking about earlier in the show, like I get a smattering. Like I get like an hour a night, and this one I felt like you'd want to settle
wanna,
into,
like-
right? Get into it and sit in there, and not in like a Fallout binge way where it's like I want to go for hours and hours because
Oh, it's been 8 hours.
right? I feel like
it's
this one
dark
is more
outside.
of just like engrossing in the story, and I want to be able to really invest in my family of Varls or whatever it is. But very well done, very happy. I love the game, and I think I'll pick it up and finish it. Like I'll pick up where I died and try to finish it out. There you are, folks.
Sweet.
Straight from us.
Buy
You
it.
can buy it.
Buy it. It's good.
It
And
is
plus, the
good.
devs are super nice.
That is always good.
That's always like the thing that kind of sells me on it. Is like, are the devs jerks?
and
it's
if they pee in a bottle, it's a sold
it's
deal.
It's sold.
Who's that? Is it the witness guy?
Jonathan Blow.
The guy doing what was it? Witness.
Witness and Braid.
And Braid. Back in the Braid days.
Yeah.
Braid was a wild one. Isn't that the one where
Yeah.
you could freeze time or something?
Freeze
and
time,
run your
rewind
around?
before,
Yeah,
yeah.
that was hot. All right, let's wrap it up with some new releases.
Sweet.
Rachel, do you have some new releases for us?
Sure do. Okay, so on the PlayStation 4, we have The Witness, Gemini, Heroes Reborn, Lego Marvel's Adventures, Saturday Morning, The War of Mine, The Little Ones.
The little one. The War of Mine.
Little
Is that the one that you...
Yeah, this War of Mine, the little ones, apparently there's a
little extra...
little extra
bit
kick to it.
Okay.
And then we were talking right before the show. It's like I was reading the things, and you know how you read things wrong? It's like this War of Mine, little ones, and I saw little before War, and I was like, this little War of Mine.
This
I'm
little
gonna
War
let
of
it shine.
Nice.
Also on the PlayStation 4, we have Tom Clancy's The Division. The beta begins on January 29th. PlayStation 3, the Lego Marvel's Adventures, Avengers, and it looks like that's a cross-buy.
Yeah.
So it's also going to be on the Vita, and Saturday Morning is also coming out on the Vita.
Saturday Morning. Did you guys see anything on that? It's RPG. It's JRPG style, but it's an episodic set in a world heavily inspired by 1980s Saturday morning cartoons and pop
Buying
culture.
now.
That sounds
Players
way
take the role
cool.
of Marty Michael Hall, an average high school student who's just been granted incredible power that ultimately leads him to attract the ire of the world's most notorious villain, Commander Hood.
Yep,
That
buying.
looks like every little thing. I see Yipes Stripes? No. Voltron?
Well, it has a 9 out of 10 on Steam,
Does it really?
and it's been
So
out
it's a
since
cross-buy, PS4,
2012.
PS Vita. Cross-buy for Saturday morning RPG. Those are the days.
I know.
They don't do they do? I mean, my kids ever like watch TV and say we don't have TV, but they used to get like Yo-Yo Gabba crap.
Yeah.
Oh my
Right?
gosh, that was
Yeah.
And maybe the kids aren't quite old
terrifying.
enough, but even the stuff they find now on the
Even
Netflix and
even
things.
stuff was weird on mine. Like my Saturday morning cartoons was Courage the Cowardly Dog, and
That is true. You had
Cow
like
and
Cartoon
Chicken.
Network stuff. I was going between like the ABC and then the USA. Like whenever something was crappy on ABC, I would switch over to USA, and then just jumping back and forth.
I remember it was the Jabberjaw, the shark, right? I mean, that's the guy. Those are the days. Thundercats, the He-Man, and the Universe Tailspin, Snorks.
yes.
Did you guys ever get Snorks?
Yes, the
I once-
underwater Smurfs.
Yes,
Little-
I once picked like 4 bushels of huckleberries so I could buy my own Snork stuffed animal. These are big days. These are big
Man.
memories for me.
that's it.
That's the new releases. That's some good stuff. There's some good stuff to check out there. I think I'm really interested in The Witness and Saturday RPG, and then of course a lot of folks looking at the Division
Yes.
beta.
Yes, that
Lots
is
of kind of buzz.
that's the one
buzz and talking.
that Jeff is like resisting the pull.
It's just a beta version, but the fact that it's
Doesn't
out
care.
there, I think we'll see what's going on. Excellent. Well, thank you all, one and many, for joining us for episode 85. We've covered a lot of ground today. We've made a lot of
We
friends.
have.
We've made a lot of slips, for which I apologize. I said some horrible things. Whether they made it in the episode or not, not
We'll
sorry.
see. We'll see.
We'll see if it makes it in this show. Thanks for joining us, everyone. As always, you can follow me at Night20. Follow Rachel
Pirate Rachel with a 3 instead of an E.
and Miss Robin.
Robin Hazlett. Hey.
And together with us and the Jeff, you can follow us at LittleBigKast on the Twitters, at LittleBigKast.com for our website, and Facebook, LittleBigKast. And if you have the means, we would love to get your support on our Patreon.com/LittleBigKast, where you can throw 50 cents our way. And 50 cents a month would get you a little bit of extra goodness. You might even get some of those funny things that we said.
Right. Also, while
Like a
you're at
ringtone?
it, if you're in iTunes, you might as well give us a review or help us out and just tell us we're awesome.
That
so
would be
everyone
wonderful.
knows.
Just let people know.
Just a
Tell your
smiley face.
friends.
Just
Yes.
post and just a smiley face. That's it.
It's true. We
That's
could
all you
definitely
do.
use more reviews. So if you're not subscribed, subscribe. And thank you, everyone. This has been episode 85 of the Little Big Cast. Bye-bye.